What's up everyone, this is FP Sticks bringing you some more Timeless Cup practice battles. In this video I'm going to be battling against my friend JStyle2. You can see our teams up on the screen there. I'm using a significantly different team than you're used to me using on this channel. And this video is definitely going to feature a lot of Politoed matchups in here. So Politoed is a Pokemon I really love using, but I am not completely convinced that he's going to fit in my line of 6. But he's a very strong pick for this cup. That Mudshot energy generation fast move is absolutely insane. It's pretty much almost equally as spammy as like Whiscash or Celio, but you're able to get to Surfs and Earthquakes, which are very strong hitting moves. So you can see my Politoed was able to already burn a shield, but I bring in my Dragonair here to handle this Whiscash. Just trying to get to this Aqua Tail here, hopefully gonna burn this last shield or take it out. I do end up taking out the Whiscash, which is really good. And if you look at JStyle's team, Politoed's actually gonna have a lot of decent matchups here. Definitely against that Magcargo. That Surf is double super effective against it. Decent against Dusclops, assuming that it's running like Ice Punch and Shadow Punch. Decent against Whiscash, those Surfs hit for very strong neutral damage. You can see I bring back in my Politoed here. Gonna shield up this Stone Edge because that would do a good amount of damage, but I'm able to get to this Surf here. You're able to get to Surfs ridiculously fast with Politoed. Takes out the Magcargo. He's got Venomoth in the back, and I'm still going to be able to put on so much damage with these Surfs that I'm able to get to so fast. Does about 45% of Venomoth's health, which is amazing, but then I just bring in my Ninetales to kind of clean up the job here. Silverwind is going to be resisted, so I think Return would have been the better move there, or Poison Fang if you're running a Legacy one. So we take that first match, good game there. Politoed is just so much fun to use because you can get to that Earthquake ridiculously fast too. And if your opponent doesn't know what moves you're running, you can definitely get some surprise attacks in there. Politoed could also learn Blizzard as a charge move, which could really threaten the dragons and the grass types. Definitely something to consider. This is a horrible matchup for me, so I switch into Politoed, and I'm able to get to this Surf so fast that he doesn't even have time to switch out. This Surf goes through and it one-shots the Magcargo. That's insane. The Surf one-shotted that Magcargo, so I'm at a huge advantage here. Now this Meganium's going to come in and be able to farm up a lot of energy. I go for the Earthquake here, but looking back and in future matchups, that was a mistake. Surf is still going to be the more energy efficient move. Because Meganium is just pure grass and not grass poison, these Earthquakes are also resisted and you don't get stab on it, so I feel like Surf is definitely the better way to go there. But I did not know that at the time, so I was able to get to 2 Earthquakes still, which is insane. This Meganium has so much energy now. I'm going to bring in Tentacruel. These Frenzy Plants are going to hurt. This Earthquake is going to hurt. It ends up only being a Frenzy Plant, but I know he has enough energy for another Frenzy Plant here. I commit both shields to Tentacruel because I want to farm down this Meganium. He switches out. Very smart play on his part. And Tentacruel is a decent answer to Lapras. If you just go straight Acid Spray, those Poison Jabs really add up over time. A lot of people, when they run Tentacruel, they also run it with Sludge Wave. I'm a huge fan of keeping Hydro Pump on it for those nukes against like Venomoth or Whiscash if you are able to get that really steep energy advantage. Hydro Pump is an amazing move, but I really just use Tentacruel for the Acid Spray annoyance and then the Poison Jab damage. I even draw a shield with that Acid Spray there, which is amazing. I bring in my Ninetales, and because that Lapras has been weakened so much, it takes it out, and then it also takes out the Meganium that comes in. Legacy Ninetales is pretty legit as well. That Flamethrower is awesome, and that Psyshock is going to be hitting neutral on so many things in this cup as well. So going with a similar line of 3 here, but swapped in Dragonair instead of Ninetales. We'll see how this goes. Absolutely horrible lead again. Rock resists poison, so you got to get out of there. But I switch in my Politoed again, and this time he was barely fast enough that he was able to get in his Meganium to catch that Surf. But kind of just looking at how much damage Surf is doing versus Earthquake, at this point I charge up to an Earthquake, but in my mind I'm already committed to just going straight Surf the entire time, which I think actually works out better for me in this scenario because it takes this Meganium very low. And I'm even able to get a shield out of that scenario as well. And I force him to throw his energy here. So very great scenario there. Even though Politoed was somewhat walled by that grass type, because of my spamminess of Surf, it forced him to not be able to just purely farm. He had to commit a shield, and he even burnt his energy there, which was really great for me. In comes that Magcargo. Now, Magcargo, I can see why it would be somewhat beneficial for this cup. You're going to wall Celio pretty hard, assuming that the Celio is not running Water Pulse. However, you have a double weakness to water, and you have a double weakness to ground attacks, both of which are found in this meta. So it's a pretty risky pick, but with how popular Celio is, I can definitely see it having some viability in this cup. He brings in Lapras, not a good situation for me at all. Not able to get to another charge move, but that's okay. Because Tentacruel is going to come in. I do have to shield the Skull Bash, and I correctly predict that it'll be the Skull Bash, which is great. My Acid Spray is going to lower his defense, even though he's just boosted his defense, so it's kind of funny. It just counters each other out there. There's that Meganium. This is going to be a Frenzy Plant, most likely. No, it's actually an Earthquake. He charged up enough energy. He farmed up enough energy. He was able to throw the Earthquake and absolutely wrecked my Tentacruel. So definitely good match there. He destroyed the Tentacruel, absolutely. Going with the Politoed lead here, I really like Politoed as a lead because what I've found within this cup, most people do not like to lead their grass types because of how much ice and dragon and fire there is within this cup, and bug too, like with Venomoth. So most people don't really like to lead their grass types. So Politoed would be a decent lead, and it puts on a lot of shield pressure. He switches into his Venomoth there, and I'm just going to go straight for the Earthquake. Frenzy Plant would definitely be resisted. The Earthquake goes through, and it does an amazing amount of damage. Meganium is a really solid pick for your starter as well. If you've not already practiced with Meganium yet, you should really try it out. I went up against a person in my tournament a couple days ago that was using a Razor Leaf Meganium, and it gave me some troubles because I had not gone against it before. I definitely think Vine Whip is the way to go, but that was a definitely interesting pick and gave me some troubles. Here's Lapras. Ninetales is bulky enough that it's going to be able to survive a Surf. It's one of those bulkier fire types. I bring in my Politoed. This is not good at all because he's got that Meganium. But he now knows that he cannot just purely farm with that Meganium. And I even get a shield right off the bat just from the Surf, so that's really good for me. Just going straight Surfs, I feel like it's the more energy efficient play because you're able to get to it so fast, puts a lot of shield pressure on, and you get stab on it, even though it is resisted. Look how many Surfs I'm able to just continuously throw, because he's committing to farming down my Politoed with Vine Whip. Now this puts me in an interesting scenario. I'm up a shield, but luckily this Meganium's health is so low, and one of my Fire Spins snuck through, so he's not able to throw 2 charge moves. In comes this Lapras, and because Ninetales is so tanky, I'm going to be able to survive this Surf. I'm resisting the Ice Shards. I go straight for Flamethrower, the legacy move here. It's going to hit for neutral damage. Not enough to take it out, but my Fire Spins are able to finish off that Lapras. Again, since Lapras is both ice and water, fire hits it for neutral damage. So Politoed just is insanely fast, insanely spammy, and it's spammy with good charge moves, like very solid charge moves. Surf is a great move, and Earthquake has a lot of nuke potential, especially if you're able to land that on like a poison type or something. This is an interesting scenario right here. It's the battle of the spammy boys. Both with our mud shots, we're generating energy so fast here. The Whiscash should just go straight for the Mud Bomb. That's the correct play. Don't go for Blizzard. It would be resisted. I charge up to an Earthquake, though, hoping that I'll get a shield here. And I do get a shield, which is really good. I was already fully committed to just going straight Surf in this matchup anyways, though. That goes through. We actually CMP tie on that charge move right there. I let this Mud Bomb go through as well because I know it won't take me out. Now the thing with Mud Shot, it is very hard to farm down a Pokemon with Mud Shot because it just does not do that much damage. Really great for energy generation, but I feel like my playstyle definitely lends itself to being able to fast move, farm down something, and then dump all that energy in the next matchup. So that's why I'm kind of on the edge about Politoed, just because those mud shots, it's just very hard to farm something down. You really have to rely on your charge moves. Luckily, you get to them very fast, but lots of things to consider. My Ninetales just totally tanks that Surf, which is amazing. Going for the Flamethrower here since shields are down. And if you noticed in that opening matchup, Politoed against Whiscash, I was able to get both shields off of that Whiscash, so it gave me an a shield advantage. Absolutely amazing. I bring in my Dragonair to farm down the perfect amount of energy before he's able to get to a charge move there. Really good for me. And he's got Magcargo in the back. It is not going to like these Aqua Tails. Double super effective. Holy cow. Definitely going to be able to take out that Magcargo there. And it does take it out. He's still got that Whiscash. It's going to throw some Mud Bombs as its parting gift, but this is definitely going to be a good game here. So good matches, J-Style. I have another video coming up with some more Politoed matchups. Politoed is so much fun to use. I'm just not sure if it fits perfectly within my team of 6. And you can see, actually, he ended up taking that game. Pretty interesting. His Whiscash ended up pulling it out. So good games there. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.